Love and Mortar is brought to you in proud association with Builders Trade Depot. Building starts with us. Once upon a time, there was a girl called Michelle who loved everything that grows, and a boy called Riaan who loved to build and fix things. And they grew up and they met and they fell in love and had a beautiful wedding, and everything was just right. And they decided to build a house, which is where our story begins.
Oh, you can just ask, I will help you.
Oh, thank you.
A topping. You know what's a topping?
I don't know what a topping is.
I'll tell you what's a topping.
See, here we
It's the same as a chocolate cake.
Building a better life. Build a house for me and you. Eco-friendly with a garden too. With love for what it's worth. We'll build it green for better earth. Building a better life for me and for you.
Celebrity couple Riaan and Michelle Garforth-Venter joined their lives together 2 years ago. They're now joining their passions to build a new bioclimatic family home that will be as kind to the environment as possible.
What I want to do is to build a lovely house. You know, my life goes about love and mortar.
Riaan and I have been looking for a place to make our home for months and months. And we've come across a couple of places who say that they're green, but the reality is what they are doing is so tiny in comparison to what can be done, until I met Trevor.
So who do we meet here?
We're meeting Trevor de Olivier. He's basically the owner of Avianto, and I've heard via the grapevine that he is now developing an estate called Le Jardin, which is going to be in this similar feel and this architecture, which is just what I love. And so especially this building over here. Trevor! Trevor is all the right stuff, and he truly is doing this from a holistic perspective. And in fact, it's giving Trevor ideas as to what else he can do that's green-oriented and bioclimatic-oriented within the estate. So it's a wonderful working relationship. This is everything that Riaan and I dreamed of doing.
You know what, Michelle and myself, we try our best to live a green life. We want to do something for our planet, so this planet could be there for our children and their children. And what I like about Avianto, we're doing this estate here, it's a green estate.
And we need to get across. From what I'm hearing about the house that you want to build, I'm still exploring how we can take this mainstream, how we can take your average luxury house and take somebody and say, you can still have all the creature comforts in the world, but you can actually make this that much more efficient.
When we met Trevor for the first time and we sat down and had a discussion, it was almost like Trevor was speaking everything that's in our minds. He was talking about grey water systems, solar paneling for electricity and warming water, the importance of insulation, creating a very tight skin of your home. All of this we have been talking about ourselves. So it was like, eureka, we found the person who shares a similar thinking to us.
You feel, I mean, with my 3 daughters, I don't want to be around in 5 years singing the nursery rhyme. It's raining, it's pouring, oh God, it's global warming.
It's raining, it's pouring, oh God, it's global warming.
I think there was definitely an energy there. I think it could be a great working synergy. And I've been quite excited because I heard that they were looking to explore building a greener house. I've been down this avenue looking as to how I can actually weave all of this into the architectural guidelines and that for the estate. And what I'm almost aiming for is to move the current dinner table conversation from, oh, you know, I spent 300,000 Rand on my home automation, to, wow, you know, I spent 300,000 Rand on making my home more efficient, and I'm now saving 5,000 Rand a month.
Because of what I do for a living, and Riaan comes with me when I go on shoots, I'm always out in the field, I'm always living close to nature. And when we look at what we're doing to our planet, it just hits you solidly between the eyes. He could come bashing through at any minute, so I am slightly nervous. So we really have taken those aspects into account in our current home, and we've done as much as we can in order to alleviate our energy consumption, etc. But we really do feel that it's reached the point where if we are going to make a continued difference to Mother Nature, we've got to build from scratch.
You know, I think the best is that you guys would need to go up to the site, have a look around, sort of see whether the environment works for you and that sort of thing, decide from there. And then we could arrange that you could potentially sort of meet the builders and have a look and take it from there. And
There's guinea fowls.
Oh, goody.
This is where the one stand. This is here.
Well, let's get out and have a better look. Well, choosing a site, not an easy process. There are, I think, 155 stands available. Some of them have already been bought, so the options are a little bit more limited. So, where are we?
So that's the second phase on that side. The river is there. So
And there, that's the entrance.
yeah, so the entrance is there.
There.
There you go.
Okay, so here, there, that's
This is-
where we are. That's
right
the stand.
here. Yeah, what I like about it is going to be a green estate. You can see they're already taking all the gum trees out. And we're going to put solar panels, double cavity walls,
All of my wormeries, the vegetable garden,
Wormeries.
grey water,
grey water,
decent insulation in the roof,
and
double glazing windows.
double glazing. You want double glazing windows?
Maybe. I mean, this is, look where we are. We're in a valley. It's going to get really cold here in winter. It's going to be freezing.
Yeah.
My dream for this house is for it to be a family home with the sound of the pitter-patter of little feet, definitely.
I want walkways. I want birds. I want little. There must be monkeys if there could be monkeys. There must be guinea fowls. I want water in the river. There must be ducks. I want my children to be able to walk in the streets, to play on grass fields. That's what I want to see in this thing. And also, you can come home. You know, we all work very hard. And I want to come home at night and enjoy my house and enjoy it on a weekend just to stay right here.
Really a place for the soul. That's what I want the house to be.
Avianto is a conference and wedding venue in Mulder's Drift, near the Cradle of Humankind World Heritage Site. Trevor is building a new residential eco-estate across the river called Le Jardin. Our house will be one of the first and is going to help set the bioclimatic and energy efficiency guidelines for the new estate.
I chose that piece of land because I actually wanted to build next to the river, but all those stands next to the river are all been sold, so we can't have that. So now we've got to go second best, and I decided to go more up the hill.
Both Riaan and I just love the fact that we can be a little bit higher. We can have a view, and that just means so much to us. So we've definitely decided to go higher than lower.
Yeah, now you've got the piece of land, now the trouble starts. But I think the first thing we've got to do, we've got to find an architect.
An architect who understands green, who has a knowledge of the materials available, and who can also advise us, take the knowledge that we've got and grow it to the next level.
Coming up, Michelle and Riaan's search for an architect.
But now we've got to plan the house how we want it, what we want to do.
I think what we should do is we should actually start.
Lafarge Products, bringing materials to life. Available at Builders Trade Depot. Insist on Cora Brick. Nature will thank you. Available at Builders Trade Depot.
Build me, actually.
Celebrity couple Michelle and Riaan have found the estate and the site for their new dream home. A dream that has taken years to come true.
Double cavity walls.
All of my
I've
wormeries.
been doing houses for years, and it's always renovation and add-ons and do everything, and I'm always doing it for somebody else. I always put the beautiful stuff in for somebody else, and now I want to put it in for us. I want to do the beautiful stuff for us.
We got married 2 years ago and had our wedding under a beautiful oak tree in the bush.
Being together has brought our dreams together. And one of the most precious dreams has been to create our perfect home. We want one that is beautiful, as well as being in harmony with our bigger home, the planet.
To create a new home, you must have a plan. So Michelle looked into an architect that Trevor suggested we should use.
Hi, honey. I'm just having a look. I'm researching the architect that Trevor has suggested. And he's just all over the internet. He's designed half of the country.
I think when it comes to buildings, to have a good contractor, good architect, I know it costs a little bit more, get a good builder, and get a good developer. Developer is very important because you can also go into development and we could be the only house for the next 10 years.
I must say that from my perspective, I'm a little bit nervous about the whole process because it's a foreign concept to me. All of the terminologies of building, and I don't really know a lot about it, and that's why I'm so pleased you're here.
Oh, you can just ask, I will help you.
Oh, thank you.
A topping. You know what's a topping?
I don't know what a topping is.
I'll tell you what's a topping.
See, here we start.
It's the same as a chocolate cake. You've got your cake and you've got to put a topping on top. And that's the same as it's a floor. So you put your concrete down and you've got to have a 25 millimeter top. You do mortar, it's always lots of water so it can settle down. But a topping is a dry mixture, so you don't use a lot of water. I'll show you, and then you put it down and you actually bang it down to make a topping.
You see what I'm talking about? I mean, there are all these things. It's like a minefield. So it's A, the construction building aspect of it, and then B, I think I'm a lot more comfortable with the greening aspect of the home, the bioclimatic aspect of it. They're concepts that I understand more and are more tangible to me, whereas the construction process isn't.
As a wildlife journalist, I've seen close up the negative impact of our energy-greedy lifestyles. And more, we are losing the species and the wild places that support all human life.
Our goal is to build a family home that's energy efficient, using lots of renewable and cleaner power sources. And we want a certain look to our house, so we need a good architect who also understands green building design.
I've been looking through tons and tons of magazines and books and been able to come up with what we like. And I suppose it falls into a kind of a French Provençal style in terms of that country living. You know, that's just kind of comfortable and rustic and lots of different textures. When I met Anthony for the first time, I think what struck me is that he's got very piercing, observant blue eyes. He listens intently to what you have to say. And I think that he also reads your whole person. You know, he's assessing the situation, reading between the lines, and really trying to get a handle on your lifestyle, what's important to you, what perhaps isn't as important. So my first impressions of Anthony are definitely that he's a listener.
You know, building a house, I tell a lot of people, should be a very happy sort of occasion because it's a shopping experience. You put together a plan, your plan has to be put together and discussed and thought out well between the two of you. When you're designing a house, you actually get to see the dynamics of a couple in terms of, does the husband make the decisions or does the wife make the decisions, and you see whether there's a good relationship or not. And Riaan and Michelle seem to share things equally.
Building a house is an easier concept because I'm married to Riaan. I think if I wasn't married to somebody who's so up on building, I would really think twice about building a home. And the wonderful thing with conceptualizing a home is that you really can make it fit how you like to live. And you can say, great, I'm going to organize my life by doing X, Y, and Z.
You know, the creation process with any project is you've got a client, you've got a brief, and in some cases you've got a budget, in most cases. And you've got to take all of that and actually see what you can do to give the most.
We are going to have to watch ourselves financially as we go. We have been saving to build this house, so we have an initial cash base that we're going to be working from. And that's why we're going to have to make clever decisions.
Yeah, I also know that, you know, when we started planning this house, it was 450 square meters. It's now 602 square meters. So there's already a piece of my budget going somewhere, but I think we will do it. We will leave the carpets in the rooms. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll just have to have bare concrete flooring.
No, that's it.
Maybe no window frames.
And no kitchen cupboards.
No kitchen cupboards.
I'll put some tables down for you, but we'll have a study.
What I think you need to do is you need to tell me what accommodation you're wanting. I need to look around what your lifestyle is all about and sort of get an understanding and a further feeling of you and find out more about you.
Yeah.
All I know about Riaan is he's the handyman guy.
So I need a workshop.
And you need a workshop.
Yeah.
And Michelle is the babe with the wild stuff.
Yeah. I think an architect in our case scenario is definitely going to have to be a green-minded individual. They're going to have a base knowledge of the process of building green into your home, a bioclimatic home.
You know, their passion for what they're wanting to do and the way they're wanting to do, we're quite excited about it because we've been involved in green buildings and we've looked at the concrete that we're using to try and stretch things further and give us less of a carbon footprint.
Burning fossil fuels like coal and oil to make power sends carbon dioxide into the atmosphere where it traps solar energy, warming the earth.
The natural ecosystems that sustain all life are being threatened by climate change, habitat destruction, overuse and neglect.
We want to build a home that uses as little fossil fuel energy as possible and is kind to the environment. That means also having a green, natural garden.
Anthony, I just wanted to show you what we've done with the garden. It's obviously all indigenous. We've taken out all of the exotics, which was quite a process, I have to tell you, and we've made it into a water-wise garden. So this is kind of what we're thinking as well for Avianto.
People think indigenous is just green, you know, but if you go into winter, you get all your oranges, and then when summer comes, your pink and your whites come out. So you can change your garden without actually doing gardening. Yeah. That's what you're going to do, yeah.
And then obviously all of my vegetable gardens down there and herb.
We'll provide a vegetable garden, yes.
Okay, great, okay. Good. Just mind your eyes, these are thorn trees.
I think we need to live in harmony with the planet and not leave scars on it. You know, when we're gone, our footprints are memories only.
Well, thank you, Anthony. I'm so excited.
It was great. Okay. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah. Right.
I want to give you a hug. I appreciate your time and all of your thoughts.
Right. No. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Stay well.
So when can we expect something back from you?
We'll do a couple of concept sketches and we'll get together most probably in about 2 weeks' time.
Okay, great.
Okay. I think an architect in our case scenario is definitely going to have to be a green-minded individual. They're going to have a base knowledge of the process of building green into your home, a bioclimatic home. How does one do that? So I think it's going to be a journey for everybody. We're all going to have to discover as we go along.
Yeah. Coming up, Michelle and Riaan take their house plans for a test run.
Yeah, where I'm going to sit and I can work in my little study and then I can take tea breaks on my patio.
Insist on Cora Brick. Nature will thank you. Available at Builders Trade Depot. Lafarge Products, bringing materials to life. Available at Builders Trade Depot. After 2 weeks of research and designing, the plan for Michelle and Riaan's new dream green home are ready.
You know, that's just kind of comfortable and rustic and...
The house plan and the way that the plan has become is we've created a house that is more a gallery for them to display things which they've picked up on their travels with the wild shoots. There's a lot of scope for Riaan to make things and do things in the house, but yet it's still a family home.
Finally, the plans were ready to take to site.
Like walking through the bush.
I know, there's just no rhino or elephant around, hopefully.
And this side is my paradise because this is the building side.
Now, what is this?
Okay, remember when we came here the first day, you said there's a slope on this. So to work out the slope, what's so nice what we've done here, we've put some cement out. So I'm going to explain to you the whole house, which Anthony has drawn on the plans. But to show you, I'll go down to the bottom, I'll show you something.
Okay.
I'm going through the garage.
So this white line down here would be level.
This is level. So
wow,
this is how much
quite
slope there is. Although there's a slope of 1.5 meters, I like the way that we're going to cut in a little bit. I like the position of the stand because it's higher than the others. I like a stand that I can look down to. You know, there's also the thing of water. When it rains, that all the water runs down to the river. Yeah, otherwise I like the stand and I can't wait to start building. That's what I want to do. But I'll see you now. I'm just going through the garage and I'll walk through the back door. Oh, wall. Where's the front door? It's the front door. Okay. See you now in the kitchen, Anne.
Let's have a look at Anthony's plans here. So basically, we are now standing in the
Scullery. The big thing is with plans, when you get in your hand, you don't actually know how big the house is. And what we've done now is that we actually got the lines, you can feel it's a nice big house, and you get the proportion of everything.
I can visualize the house a lot better now that I can see it mapped out on the ground with all of those cement lines. And I can truly see what Anthony is wanting to achieve, especially from a bioclimatic home perspective. He's making use of the sun. The house is mapped out just like a sundial. So as the sun rises and falls, so the home is going to get the benefit of that heat and that warmth. Okay, so that's
So we're in the
Patio.
gazebo patio pool area. So we go back.
the back. And so here this is the family room.
That's the family room.
Family
yeah.
room.
Yeah,
And then, wow, it's huge.
it's huge.
I must be surprised, the house is very big. It is huge. You know, Riaan and I were thinking, smallish home, kind of being out in the country, you know, really bringing our lifestyles into an essence. But no, it's just grown. The more time we've spent with Anthony, the more ideas we've gotten about what makes our lives comfortable. And I'm afraid space is one of them. So we've gone bigger than we wanted to. But that's okay.
You wanted your little patio outside
This
the
is
study.
my patio where I'm going to sit, and
Yeah.
I can work in my little study, and then I can
Right
take little
there.
tea breaks on my patio.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Both of us have this feeling that the house really is like the cement or the mortar in terms of bringing our relationship into this wonderful seed of new growth, of new life, of hopefully having a family. You know, this is the place to do it.
Okay, if you're so happy about it, let me show you what I've got. Come
What
here.
have you got?
Come
Have
here
you
to-
got your little
Come to the garage.
work? Let me take you to the garage, darling.
Okay, so what we've got here, this is a garage for 2 cars, but you can see this back part here. This is my kingdom. So I
I
can
think
put,
that's great.
yeah, so I'm going to have a little workshop here. And here I can do my thing, make lovely toys and furniture.
And a rocking horse.
And a rocking horse. And a rocking horse.
Yes, and a rocking horse. Being married to Riaan is extraordinary. He just does everything, and he does it so well. I mean, he must be one of the best homekeepers in the country. I'm a very, very lucky girl. And now we've got the opportunity to build what we've been talking about, things that we haven't really been able to implement in our current home. And that's why it's so exciting. All the ideas have now got an outlet. Boom, boom.
You know, I've been building and fixing houses my whole life, and this is the first time I'm actually going to build my own house, and it's an unbelievable feeling. I can't wait to take that spade and do that first hole in the ground so we can start with the cement. So it's nearly there.
Go.
Next time on Love and Mortar. Michelle and Riaan are eager to start building, but the plans still aren't right.
safe.
What doesn't make sense to me is the fact that this space here looks so big. Now, in practicality, when you're standing on the site, honestly, it's like from here to the wall, it's 1.5 meters.
Love and Mortar is filmed on site at Les Jardins Eco Estate at Avianto, and Les Jardins is exclusively marketed by Pan Golding Properties. The home is being built by Accolade Construction Company, and bioclimatic plans were drawn up by Anthony Papagiorgio Associates. You can read more about Love and Mortar in these magazines.
Ooh.
Love and Mortar is brought to you in proud association with Builders Trade Depot. Building starts with us.